So guys, we've got some really exciting news here. I'm here with Jay as well. You guys remember Jay Hang? He's famous for his 2J S15.
No.
Oh, look at his smile. What a cutie, what a cutie. Anyways, guys, as mentioned before, we have some really good news. So, you guys remember last video how I clicked order for everything, right? Everything has now come in, and we're going to do a bit of unboxing, so can't wait, you know. This is going to be the third rebuild, so thank you to the mechanics now that have made me do it 3 times. I really appreciate you. You guys are the best. Hats off to you. You guys made me waste like 40 grand as well, so yeah, Motortech, you've done a really good job. Alright. Jay, would you like to unbox the first box here?
What, the silver one?
Yeah, go for this one.
Hope that don't cut anything. What is this? Let me guess, rods?
Don't know, you tell me, bro.
I know. The reason I know is because I've had something similar, you know. Oh, nice. Got some nice I-beams.
Yeah. You guys were talking about how I-beams were meant to be the bee's knees, yeah? Well, better.
Better. I think H-beam just able to flex more, I think. That's about it.
H-beams?
Yeah, I think they're designed to like be able to like warp more or stretch more, something like that. Whereas this is just solid, I think. So it just depends on your build application, I suppose. But everyone just go for I-beams anyway, when you want to make power.
Yeah. Just go for it, bro. Break the box, it's okay.
Oh. Alright, here we go.
Ooh.
So
what do we got here? What do we got? What do we got?
These are what, spool I-beams, yeah?
Yes, Drag Pros actually.
So I've actually had these rods for my build, but I've ended up just going with a different brand. These are fine. I think Golby's uses these for like 1200 horses build. It should be alright, yeah.
Wait guys, this is my super exhaust here as well. Cobwebs. There's actually cobwebs in my exhaust, so
It's probably a few
this hole has definitely not been used in a very long time.
Yeah, right.
Alright. I'll do this one. You can hold the camera.
Cool. You do the honors, bro.
Alright guys, so we've got one big box over here. Let's open it up. Let's see what happens. Oh, what do we got? Oh, here we are.
See some ARP fasteners.
Yeah.
Genuine Toyota parts.
Right. So, this is now the second oil pump I'm buying. Brand new. for unknown reasons why I need to buy another one. Who knows? Who knows? If you know, you know.
Hey man, I heard the genuine Toyota pump should last forever. I heard these don't break, so what's the deal with that?
I don't know, you better ask my last mechanic shop why. So we've got my nice new oil pump.
Nice.
So, sorry, this is my nice new second oil pump. Guys, if you can't tell, I'm so salty. Like, I'm actually the most salty person in the world. So, here's where the money starts getting expensive, right? ARP 625 studs.
Where'd you get these off, man? I thought they had a very short supply of these 625s.
Well, fortunately for me, they had them in stock, which is amazing.
Yeah, lucky you.
Right, we got the 625s here. So the 625s are meant to hold up to like 50 PSI, wasn't it?
Around there.
Around 50 PSI?
50, 60.
Now the 2000s, they hold up to about 30. And when I built my motor, my previous mechanic didn't know that my previous head bolts were only rated to 25 PSI. So they thought they could run 1,000 horsepower on 25 PSI head studs. So yeah, that...
Well, you just the generic
so
ARP ones?
Yeah, just generic ARP ones. So now that I know that I was meant to go 625s, I bought them here and they're about $800 for a set. This was like $330. This belt here, so this is the Gates racing belt. This one here was about $180, I think it was. 160 or something like that. Somewhere between there. It wasn't too expensive. Now, Jay, would you like to do the honors?
No, you go for
the honors of the big boy.
This is all you, bro.
Okay.
Go for it, man. I think I have an idea what that is, bro.
And so, last but not least...
Oh, you got your gasket as well. This is a gasket? Is this your gasket kit? Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, this is my gasket. So guys, with the Toyota Supras and the 2Js, everyone just says go MLS genuine Toyota gasket. So previously I got advised to go Permaseal MLS. Now the genuine one is meant to be better.
Right, OEM Toyota, most
OEM Toyota stuff. And then once you start going really serious, like 2,000 horsepower, then you go copper with fire rings. So genuine until copper and fire rings.
Yeah, pretty much.
From what I've read and what I've heard from all the 2JZ boys out there. Last but not least, this is now the second crankshaft I've had to purchase. So, thanks to my previous mechanic shop, I've had to purchase a new crankshaft.
Ooh, brand new?
Brand new. Now, I bought it brand new just because I didn't want any more headaches. I'm just like, I just want to do it once, do it right, which I wanted to do on my last build, but I still had to do it again.
This should be.
I'm really having digs today, guys, so.
This should be good.
Yeah, look at that. It's like ripping off the fresh plastic. So this here is meant to be brand spanking new. And you know what? They've already taken out all the ball bearings in here. Or does it just not come with them?
No, they don't come with.
They don't come with the ball bearings?
Not in that.
No, they're normally, these are the oil galleries. They come with ball bearings, I'm pretty sure. They've taken, there's no ball bearings in there.
I'm not too sure.
Interesting. I think they tap something in there or something like that. I'm not exactly too sure how it works with these, but if you guys know, let me know because I would like to know. I'm a bit clueless when it comes to like too much specifics. But yeah, it looks like there's no ball bearings in there. So am I meant to be putting something in this crank? I'm not sure. Are they meant to be, I think they're meant to be tapping them and then hammering something in. Can't remember though. Yeah, brand new crank, $1,500. MLS gasket.
No. They're supposed to be hollow, like there shouldn't be anything blocking them.
Oh, because my other one had ball bearings in them.
I think you're talking about these ones here.
Yeah.
They got it, but like the ones that the rod's gonna be connecting to, I don't think so.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. It's got no ball bearings in them. So.
I think, yeah, the oil galleries, yeah?
Yeah, oil galleries, yeah.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't be blocked off anyway.
Oh, the other ones were. My old crank was. Anyways, guys, this was just a quick unboxing video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So
is that it?
That's all the parts.
That's all you need to have everything.
Yeah, bro.
Running again?
Well, I plan on getting some valve springs and retainers.
Yeah, you need that, man. Are you gonna stick to your old cams, or are you gonna?
Might even change cams up
I
as
reckon
well.
you should go bigger, man.
Yeah.
Well, you have old school HKS ones. I don't think
Yeah, true.
they're that great. Probably get better ones.
Yeah.
Just go Kelfords, man. That's what everyone's
Kelfords?
going these days. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to.
And you can get the retainer and spring kit for it,
Yeah.
which is like what, $1,000.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah.
And just go shimless. That's it.
Oh, shimless. All right, doing everything at once, huh?
Might as well. If you're just gonna get new springs and retainers, you might as well just go shimless as well. And your buckets. Rev up to 9. Yeah.
So you know, it started off with new valve springs, right? That'll be like $1,000, right? And then he says new cams, that'll be another $1,000. And then he's like shimless buckets, another $2,000.
Machining work's gonna be, who knows, but look, man, you need it if you're gonna be pushing power. You don't want your fucking shims to spit out and like cause some more damage.
Yeah,
I don't know, up to you, but that's what I end up doing. That's what I got recommended to do though. So. Yeah. So, but definitely you need springs and valves, man. You got stock ones just with aftermarket cams. That's
I know, that is a bit crazy. You know, the funniest thing was, like, when Henry was tuning my car, he's like, impossible. It can't be stock valve springs. I've never seen them go past 300 kilowatts. And then next thing you know, like, my car pops out 500 kilowatts. But then next thing you know, I spun a bearing. Look, I want to say that they're completely unrelated. The reason why, like, it failed and my valve springs, completely unrelated. It was completely oil based. I'm saying completely a lot. It's like my new favorite word. But yeah.
well, this end of the day, you just gotta take it, I guess. Cop it, and that's it.
Cop it on the chin.
No one else to blame.
No one to blame. Anyways, guys, short clip video. Hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video. Yeah, lots more to come. Lots more to come. I want to actually show you guys around the machine shop as well and what they're doing with the motor. So, literally, I feel like it's just been the exact same videos on repeat of me rebuilding the motor for like a period of 2 years, which it practically has been. So yeah, stay tuned to watching my rebuild videos.